So it's not the usual video I would normally release, but I've seen quite a few posts online and just even people in game, in global, and just in general, I hear people. I don't want to say complaining, but they're definitely observing certain trends in the economy in game. And what most people are seeing, and I would have to agree, um, is that the economy is slowing down. More and more people have their 700 gear score items that they are not replacing. And because of the introduction of Azoth inductors and chromatic seals that guarantee 3 and 2 perks respectively when you're crafting, that basically means that there's now a roof on the value of an item, a maximum price that you can realistically ask for. So basically, just to give an example, let's say a year ago, you could craft some items that were so hard to craft based on the odds that you had. So let's say you were spending 10,000 per crafting, I don't know, a great axe, and you were attempting to craft the best in slot great axe, and maybe it was worth, I don't know, 800k, 1 million gold. I'm not sure. I know for a fact that I did sell some items that were worth above 1 million gold. But those were very, specific items that basically there was a few of those per server at most because they were so unlikely to craft. But my point is there was a roof. No, there was no roof on the price back in the day because that you could only lock in one attribute and one perk, right? Now you can lock in 2 perks or even 3 perks, and there's no reason for an item to be worth more than what an item can be worth in total material value plus whatever value that you associate with an Azoth inductor, because it's a guaranteed craft. So what that means is people are more and more getting their 700 gear score, and unless we have patches or disruptions to the meta, if you prefer, nerfs and buffs and all that good stuff, there's not a lot of reasons other than wanting to play a different build or maybe wanting to have different gems for the same type of gear that you already have. But that's not the majority of players that will do that. But anyway, there are not a lot of reasons to keep crafting after you already have your 700 gear score. So the more time that passes, the more people will have 700 gear score, and less people will be looking for that gear and buying crafts or just items in general. And so of course what that means is less demand for prismatic materials, and what that means is less demand for all the other materials that were used to craft those. And so eventually, unless there's a change, prices will drop, and that's what we're seeing right now. Now, what I have to say is people have to adapt, and the prices will correct themselves over time. You can say that I don't have a very good memory, but mithril ores, for example, there's no H. Mithril ores, they were, I don't know, 3.5, 4 gold each in the first week. I don't quite remember, like I said, but we can agree that they were worth way more than they are worth right now, right? But so was the prismatic ingots. So were those. They were, I don't know, 1,000 gold each, 900 gold each, and now let me check. Actually, I'm not sure about the price. Maybe 350, 400. Let's see. Oh, to my point, prices are dropping. So yeah, it's even cheaper than I thought. It's not like there was just one offer at that price. So yeah, prices are dropping, but what you need to realize is the mats, the prices are dropping, everything is dropping in price, sure. So, but let's take an example. So I don't know, fire staff would be a good one, I believe. Um, so magical weapons, fire staffs, 700 gear score. Let's look at intelligence. So that's not the best. Not the best, but you know, that's quite usable. And you could use that for a while before you find an upgrade. And that's only 3,000 gold. I'm pretty sure you would have to spend more to get it than to, I assume someone dropped that. But yeah, anyway, and it even it hasn't sold, so you know it's probably worth even less in this market, or there's not a lot of demand because people can, you know, they can choose two perks and hope that they get a good one as a third perk, or maybe they just choose all the perks and there's not even any, you know, there's nothing random about the craft. So yeah, my point is the market will correct itself. um, the one thing I can say, and I would agree with those, I don't want to say frustrations, but observations from people, is that at some point, it won't even make sense to spend 5,000 gold on a chromatic seal or 25k gold on an Azoth inductor because, well, the market will be at some point flooded with 700 gear score, I assume drops from M3s, for example, or just people trying to craft something else with chromatic seals, and they just happen to roll an item that is good for someone else, maybe, and they just put it on the trading post, but they won't use those items themselves. And anyway, that just means that more and more people are getting their items, less and less people are buying those, you know, mats and items because they already have their own, and the market is, for, well, those reasons and more reasons, of course, um, well, it's adjusting itself, and right now what that means is prices are decreasing. Now, let's talk really quickly about money making. Um, I don't want to share any money making methods, honestly, because if I do, I just need, I don't know, 5 to 10 people per server to follow my advice and do those methods, and all of a sudden they're bad for everyone because people are competing with each other. So basically, my point is you have to find ways to make gold that are not too popular right now, and ideally you would be one of the first people to find out about those. So I'll give you an example, and I didn't even keep it for myself, but the shards of pride. I don't know many people crafting with those before I did, and I immediately, or at least very fast, very quickly, I should say, I released a video showing how I was crafting with those. And let me tell you, the first day I crafted with those, I made about 800k in profit because there was no competition on the market. There were nobody selling 700 gear score items, and I've been able to sell, you know, some what I would describe as missed rolls with 2 perks, but they were 700 gear score items, right? And people were pushing M3s, and they were just trying to, you know, accelerate their gear score and all that. And so I was able to make a lot of gold that way. And the same thing applies for just today, for example, they released, by day I mean AGS released like the season 4 news. I'm not even sure how you say that. Like basically they were talking about what to expect in the season 4, and you could see in the video, you see, that the totems of lightning, they were well, they, okay, I'm really not speaking very well right now. Uh, hang on, I'll get there. So basically, they showed that they were going to release a bow doing lightning damage, and many people think that this bow will be very, very strong. The thing is, that bow is converting 99% of damage to lightning damage, And if you know about harnessing perks, then you know that lightning harnessing perk is going to be very good on that build, because basically all your damage is lightning damage, which means it will be converted using the rune glasses and the harnessing perks. So you can really increase your damage using that material, the perk mat totem of lightning and crafting gear that will come with lightning harnessing, right? So what happened is people, I guess like me, I don't even know, do I have it? Okay, no, that's wrong. Let's do totem. Okay, so that's, I have 51 of those in just that one storage, and I bought some totems of lightning on other characters too. But my point is, some people like me, it's a big opportunity, and well, to repeat myself, we were quite opportunistic, and we bought out the trading post, right? It's not a crime, but I do understand that it can be annoying for other people. But my point is, if you're first or one of the few people doing something in the game, then you're probably making a lot of gold. Then if you're, part of the next 100 people doing that, you're doing way less, but it's still profitable, right? But then when a video gets released on a money-making method for, thousands of people to see, then that money-making method is, well, probably not so good after a day, right? So find your own ways to make gold, and don't worry about prices decreasing. Uh, prices will adjust, and that will just mean that, gear that you need to buy will also be cheaper. So anyway, I don't know if it was helpful. I just wanted to maybe give some context around the economy, what is happening, what I expect happening in the future, and if I wasn't clear, prices will keep dropping until we have something that impacts the meta or forces people to buy new gear. Because right now there's not a lot of reasons for people who already have 700 gear score items to, craft more of these items. And for crafters, when the price of mats exceeds, or I should say, yeah, well, when the price of mats exceeds the price of the items that are dropped and that are just as good as the crafted items, then you don't really find a good reason. You cannot find a good reason to craft anymore, and yeah, basically prices will adjust, and gold will probably be more valuable in the future than mats. So I would just I feel like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I don't know. I don't feel like many people are watching my videos, so I don't think it will have that kind of impact. But if bigger streamers start saying that, that might happen. But I really do think that gold will have more buying power in the future because prices are decreasing, and basically my TLDR is just. I would honestly sit on gold, not spend too much, and just buy items when you see them appear on the trading post. And I'm not even sure it's worth crafting anymore. And that comes from someone who still makes, maybe 100, 200k per day crafting. But I don't think many people can wait 7 days to, see their investments. What's the word, being generating profits basically. And yeah, the economy is slowing down. That's the TLDR. Anyway, it's just a game. Enjoy, have fun, get your new gear, enjoy the fact that everything is cheaper, and let's not complain too much.